Guys, America has a problem. Credit card debt in America just hit $1.18 trillion. That's right. You heard that right. The highest level that we've ever seen in U.S. history. The average person with a credit card balance right now is carrying about $7,321. That's up nearly 6% over the last year. And get this, most folks aren't out here just swiping for luxury vacations or designer tennis shoes, right? No. Most people are out here swiping a credit card for groceries, for gas, for basic survival items. This is deeper than dollars, guys. It's mindset, it's habits. And honestly, it's the way the system was designed from the start. Because here's the thing. This isn't just about bad spending. It's about a financial structure that profits off of keeping you in debt. So let's talk about what's happening and what it's doing to families and how you can flip the script on this credit thing before it buries you. Now, even though we know that wages in America have technically gone up, right? People are still drowning in a lot of debt, a lot of delinquencies, right? And what are delinquencies? Delinquencies are the number of folks who are 30 days or more behind. Now, these delinquencies are rising fast, especially among younger adults. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, the overall delinquency rate on credit card debt is sitting around 14.1% as of the middle of 2025. But it gets worse, guys. In the lowest income zip codes across America, that delinquency rate jumps up to 22.8%. That means nearly 1 in 4 people are falling behind on credit card payments. Meanwhile, the average credit card APR, and the APR is just the interest rate that you're paying, the average APR is now hovering around 24.8%. That's the highest ever recorded. So let's just call it what it is. America has a problem, but the game is actually rigged. Banks want you to carry credit card balances, and they make money. Banks make money off of your stress, off of your anxiety, off of your late payments on credit cards. The system needs you to stay in debt so somebody else can get rich. That's the game. And we've been conditioned since day one, right? We're taught that if you could just swipe a card, you can afford it. That's the trap. Credit is marketed to all of us as freedom, or marketed to all of us as extra mileage or extra points on your miles. That's how credit is marketed to us. But in reality, it's often just delayed payments with interest and regret at the end. That's one of the reasons so many people are working harder than ever before right now, but their money is still working against them. Now, look, I'm not against credit, right? Some people use it like a tool. Smart, strategic, and very disciplined. And that's cool. But if that's not where you are, because a lot of people aren't doing that, if that's not where you are, it might be time to take a look and maybe step back from it. Build your discipline first and then step back into the credit card game when you have more discipline. You can step back in the credit card game with more power at that point, because discipline always beats desire. So here's the smart way to look at credit. There's a difference between using credit strategically and using it emotionally. When you use credit emotionally, you're swiping to feel better. You're swiping the card to look successful or to feel a certain way or to keep up with the Joneses. That's when swiping your credit card traps you. But when you use it strategically, which is okay to do, to acquire something that maybe is appreciating in value, going up in value, that's when credit becomes a weapon, a tool that you can use and use leverage on, right? See, using credit for clothes or food or vacations, that's the problem. That's what's going to keep you stuck and keep you behind. But using credit for something that grows, like business equipment or real estate, right? That's when credit becomes the leverage that you can use to help you build wealth. The goal is never to avoid credit forever. The goal is to master the use of credit to make it work for you instead of against you. Now, when you reach that level, credit becomes a bridge, not a burden to you. So let's talk a little bit about how to fix this thing, right? How to fix it in the real world. Here are 5 things. I'm going to give you 5 things that's going to help you take control and sort of rebuild and utilize credit to your advantage. Number 1 is this. Pause any new debt for a hot moment. Cut down unnecessary subscriptions. Cut down on times that you have to swipe the card, say going out to eat or increasing your lifestyle where it doesn't need to be. Calm down on that for just a moment is the first thing. The second thing is to make sure you get current. catch up on any of your minimum payments that you have on credit card payments on your credit card. So you can sort of stop the credit card damage if it's damaging you. Now, the third thing you can do is automate your small wins. Use a secured card or a credit builder product to help you master the credit game and get better to help you build your credit. Guys, if you're trying to improve or rebuild your credit, one tool that I really like is Kickoff. Now, Kickoff is a credit building tool that helps you build credit safely and easily. Now, there's no credit check to apply, and Kickoff's affordable monthly plans are designed to help improve key credit factors over time. Things like positive payment history and lower utilization. Kickoff is actually the #1 credit building app on the App Store, and it makes building credit faster and easier. Now, here's how it works. You can sign up in minutes with no credit check, no interest, and no hidden fees. Plans start at just $5 a month, and all you have to do is keep your account open and make on-time payments, which Kickoff automatically reports to all 3 credit bureaus. That consistency is what helps build a healthy credit foundation. And here's the kicker. Users who started with under 600 and made on-time payments saw an average increase of 25 points in their first month and up to 84 points after their first year. So if your credit is holding you back, Kickoff is one of the safest and easiest ways to start building it. They're also giving my audience 80% off your first month. That's as low as $1 to get started. Just click on the first link in the description box below and grab that offer today. Now, let's get back to the video. All right, now let's keep going. Step 4 is this: build cash flow. Focus on your income. Look at the side hustles, the businesses, the passive investments that put money back into your pocket. Focus a little bit more on them to build up some cash. And then the 5th thing you can do is track your score monthly. What gets measured is what's going to get managed, and what gets managed is what's going to improve. So if you really want to improve your credit score, you need to start tracking it and paying close attention to what's going on with it. Guys, the average household in major U.S. cities that carry credit card debt now owes more than $10,800. And that's just revolving balances. So this should really be a wake-up call. The truth is this: if you don't make adjustments right now, you're going to get squeezed even worse next year. So consider the 5 steps I just gave you and consider committing to them, right? No shortcuts, no magic, no fixes, just discipline, consistency, and intention. And please, let me go back to this point because it's so important. Please make sure you're checking your credit for inaccuracies, things that are not right. A recent Consumer Reports study found that nearly half of all participants had errors on their credit report, and more than 25% had serious mistakes that could harm their credit score. So the first thing to do is check your credit score with all 3 credit bureaus, right? And see what's going on and make sure things are right on it, and dispute any inaccuracies that you see. Now, look, I've been on both sides of this thing, okay? I've had excellent credit and I've had very, very poor credit that made me lose sleep at night. But the one thing that I've learned is that credit doesn't measure your money. It measures your mindset. It reveals your credit score, reveals your relationship with patience and with long-term thinking. If you want to build wealth, your credit should be a bridge to where you're trying to go, not a burden to where you're trying to go. So use credit to buy assets that grow in value, not liabilities that make you look a certain way or look valuable, right? That's the difference between looking rich and building and becoming wealthy. America is in a credit crisis, and you won't hear about this, right, on TV or social media, but we're really in a crisis. But you don't have to be personally. You can change your relationship with credit. You can fix your credit score, and you can use credit as leverage to buy what I call the right kind of stuff. Assets that pay you back or assets that go up in value. This isn't about being afraid of credit. I don't want you to be afraid of credit. It's about being aware of it. It's about being able to use it strategically in your wealth building process, your journey, because awareness is what's going to change everything, right? When you start managing credit with purpose and with intention, you're no longer subject to being preyed upon. You're the planner. You're the person in control. You're the person who's doing the building and using the tools that are at your disposal, like credit. And that's when the system stops using you and you start using the system. So yeah, credit isn't your enemy, but credit can be your worst friend if you're not paying attention. If this video helped you, share it with somebody. Smash that like button below and drop a comment for me. Tell me one smart credit move you've done or one smart credit move that you're doing right now. Don't forget to click on that kickoff link in the description box below for help. And remember, the best person who's going to take care of the old you is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.